silliness with us. We're going to have a wee chat about what else is going on in the life of church now. First of all, before we move on, I just want to say hello and welcome to our lovely couple who've come from Whitley Bay, who got married in Stenhouse Baptist Church 47 years ago. So let's just give them a big Stenhouse welcome. It's amazing. She reassured me that it didn't look like this. It wasn't above a Greg's then. So you're really welcome. We're going to welcome up Liz from Bethany, who's going to share a little bit about what's going on with the life of Bethany Christian Trust.
Morning, everyone. Great to see you. And first of all, I just want to say a big thank you. Thank you to Stenhouse Baptist Church for all the love that you show to Bethany. I'm just going to talk for a few minutes just to give you an overview of who Bethany are and what we do and what's happening within the building here as well. So I'm part of the homelessness prevention team at Bethany. And Bethany's got a really big vision. Our vision is to end homelessness across Scotland. And that is a big vision. If you know anything about what's happening across Scotland, you'll know that the statistics are actually quite scary. There's over 33,500 people each year, well, certainly in the last year, who presented as homeless. And homelessness doesn't always look like people rough sleeping out on the streets at night. It can look like somebody who is sleeping on someone's sofa. It can look like somebody who's in temporary B&B accommodation. And it also doesn't just affect adults, it affects whole families. And the statistics around children who are homeless is actually also quite terrifying. Last year, there were nearly 12,000 applications made of children who were homeless. And if you do the maths, that's about 32 children every single day who become homeless. So at Bethany, we're not okay about that. Sometimes you can look at numbers and just think, oh, that's a big number. But I always think behind all of those numbers that are represented, that's somebody's mum, that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's friend. That is somebody who is uniquely made in the image of God. That's somebody who's got incredible potential within them. Somebody who can have hopes and dreams and aspirations. And it's such an incredible privilege to work for Bethany, where we have the opportunity to work alongside individuals and to help them thrive and to flourish and to see their potential. And homelessness is an incredibly complex issue. There are so many reasons that people become homeless. A large proportion of people who become homeless is actually to do with a relationship breakdown. Maybe they're just chucked out of the home because of a breakdown in communication or in relationship. It could be to do with somebody losing their job. It could be somebody struggling with their mental health. It could be somebody who has a problem using substances. There's a whole range of reasons why people become homeless. And there's an incredible stigma around homelessness, and people often get stereotyped in the most horrendous ways. So some of the things that we love to do at Bethany is just to help break down those stereotypes and that stigma. And I just want to introduce you to a wonderful couple, a wonderful Baptist minister called Alan Berry. Here he is here, and his wife, Anne, some of you may know him. He was the pastor down at Southleith Baptist Church on Castlebank Street. And he started Bethany Christian Trust nearly 40 years ago. And it was literally just responding to the need that he saw on the church doorstep. There were people sleeping rough in the doorway to his church. And I love this quote from Anne and Alan. They said, "You can always find an excuse for not doing something." I can definitely do that. But it's not so easy when you see clearly that it is the right thing to do. And as a result of them stepping out in faith and inviting people into their home and then setting up a community and what's now known as the Bethany Christian Centre, Bethany has grown and flourished to be an organisation now that works across Scotland, so not just here in Edinburgh, but over in Glasgow, Dumfries, Inverness, Aberdeen, and at the moment in Stornoway as well. We've just started a project up there. So the work has grown so much over the last 40 years, and the values, I absolutely love the values of Bethany. It's to love, it's to serve, and it's to value individuals. And we just love partnering with churches because we know that churches have the same heart and the same values. And so it's such a privilege to partner with you guys and to reach out into our community. So just like the causes of homelessness are so varied, the way that we work as well, we have many different groups and initiatives and projects. And I just want to really quickly show you the kind of, I guess, like the face of Bethany in one sense. So we kind of split our work up into 3 areas. We have homelessness prevention, which is the team that I'm part of. We also have crisis work, and we also have move-on support and housing support for people. So just very quickly, I'll show you some pictures of what that looks like. So some of you, if you like shopping, if you like a bargain, you might have come across our charity shops. So we've got several shops across Edinburgh and over in Gullen as well. I know that some of you here have been involved in our care van as well. So this is a van that drives around the city, and it provides hot food and support and clothing for people in temporary accommodation and who are also rough sleeping. And we also have our welcome centre, which is at the Haymarket Hub Hotel. And again, people I know have been involved in that, providing food and catering for that, and that's providing emergency accommodation for people who find themselves homeless. So huge thank you for everybody who's been involved in that. And then I just want to quickly show you some of the things that we do out in community, because these are the things that maybe are not always seen, but just like you were sharing, Mary, these are the things where it's down to those individual relationships, it's down to those moments where people are hanging out together. And so just to quickly tell you what this might look like, we have drop-ins and activity groups. We have something called creative expressions, where people can come and draw and do drama and write. Over in our modern community, we have English classes and homework clubs and a family toddlers group. And not too far away, just kind of over the road in Sighthill, we have all kinds of work happening there. We work with St Nicholas Church there. We do a morning drop-in called Let's Eat Together. We gather around a fire pit over at Bridgate Outdoor Centre. We have women's group. And if people are interested, we've got a little flyer here about what's happening over in Sighthill. There's also a community map here of loads of different things that are going on in the Sighthill and Calders area. But I just want to focus what's happening here, because you guys have been absolutely fantastic. We have our Click and Connect computer drop-in. We are looking for more volunteers. We're looking for people to help spread the word. You may want to come along yourselves just to do something digital. It could be helping you set up an email address, helping you to get connected online. Loads of different things happen at the Click and Connect Cafe. And also you might just want to come and have a chat. So that happens here every Thursday afternoon, and we'd love you to spread the word about that. Also happening locally is our Bridge to Freedom recovery program, and I've got all flyers with me, so if anyone wants to take anything away and put them up somewhere, spread the word. This is our Christian recovery program. Some of you will know Joe McCormack, who's been along to the Connect group on a Wednesday night, and this is just a Christ-centered recovery program, supporting people who are struggling with substance abuse. And we just want to love people and walk with them. We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for people to come along. So if you want to get involved, please just grab me at the end. And then lastly, just to highlight our befriending program. This is called Passing the Baton, because we work with local churches. We pass the baton to local churches to help churches connect with people in their community who are isolated. It could be somebody who's been affected by homelessness, who's at risk of homelessness, who is socially isolated. And we help churches to connect with individuals and to bring them into the church family, but also to connect out into community to different groups that are happening. So there's loads of things that we would love you to get involved in, either as a church or individually. The key ways that we just ask churches to support us is through prayer. Nothing would happen without prayer. So I guess my ask this morning is, would you stand with us in prayer for the work that is happening across the city? It might be that you want to volunteer, and again, I can talk to you about that. It might be that you want to come along to one of our groups as a participant. We would love to welcome you, so please come and chat to me after the service. Maybe you've got ideas for fundraising or getting involved in the work of Bethany financially. But above all, I guess it's the work that you guys are doing day in, day out. I love your heart for the community. I love the way that you're reaching out to the prisons. I love the way that you're welcoming people to the garden, the work that your connections that you have with the schools. It's everything. This is God's heartbeat for Stenhouse. And I just want to finish with a verse from Isaiah. It's in the Message paraphrase. It says Isaiah 58, which says, "You'll use the old rubble of past lives to build anew, to rebuild the foundations from out of your past. You'll be known as those who can fix anything, restore old ruins, rebuild and renovate, and make the community livable again."